Hello, hello, hello. Once again, it is I. And we have with ourselves one particularly adorable Pokemon. Look at that mother trucker. So cute! I swear, they have never made a Pokemon more cute than in the Let's Go games. Specifically Eevee, because Pikachu's like, whatever, but... Yes. We are going to do some shiny hunting. Because, might as well. What was my team that I had with me? Let's see. Party. High poly. This looks about right. Okay. But I am going to put most of these away. Because, I want... Wait, do they have the mobile box in this one? I don't think they do. Oh, they do. Okay. Because, I just kind of want to swap in people who are, like, I don't know, need to be evolved or something. Wait, how is my Pokedex? Because we're going to get experience for catching stuff, right? So, like... what am I missing? Machamp, Alakazam, and Golem, who are all trades. Is that an Alolan Graveler? It is. Where did I get an Alolan Graveler? I guess it must be a trade. Grimer we don't have. I know where to find one. Maybe we should go for a shiny Grimer. Scyther... Are you only in the Safari Zone? Wait, the Safari Zone doesn't exist in this game. Oh, it might only be in... Let's go Pikachu. Omanyte is a fossil, so I think we'd have to trade for that. And then Mew. Oh, wait, is Meltan listed as 152? Okay, yeah, 152 in the Kanto Dex. Got it. Not in the National Dex, but in the Kanto Dex. Oh yeah, so there's basically nobody that we can just evolve. So I guess we'll just kind of throw random people in the party. Except for Ibui. Ibui stays. Because I think it would be kind of funny if we just had a level 100 Eevee. Oh wait, not you. But apparently I did use you for quite a bit. Alright, Kaminari. Oh wait, I can do this. Remove. 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 Okay, cool. Now I can just kind of... Oh, it's an Alolan Executor, nice. And an Alolan Marowak. And holy cow, I have a lot of Rhyhorns. I have so many Rhyhorns. Let's see, we got Chanseys. Who do we want to throw in the party? I've got Vaporeons and Jolteons, and oh, actually, one of these, not Ibui, one of these mother truckers is shiny, I'm pretty sure. Because I did do shiny hunting in this game at one point. Boy. This is just a regular old Eevee. Oh yeah, Flareon. I have a shiny Flareon. It doesn't look that different, but still neat. Oh, and I already have a ton of Pikachu. Why do I have so many Pikachu? Why did I catch some? Got you, 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 got you. Oh, hi, Mewtwo. I wanted to check. Oh, yeah, I want to check my Raichu. Are you? Did I already catch a shiny? No, Kaminari is not shiny, so. Yeah. I mean, we could go for another shiny Eevee, but I don't necessarily want to. Let's sort by CP. And based on that, I'll get rid of some of these Pikachu. I could do that here, right? Send a professor, right? Because I don't think we need this many Pikachu. In fact, we probably don't need any of these, because we're just going to catch some more. But I will keep the strongest one. Send. 24 Pikachu. Lots of candies. 950 Pokemon. Woo! Alright. Cool. What's my highest CP? Of course, Mewtwo. And second, of course, is Eevee. Alright. Let's just sort by Pokedex number now. Cool. Alright. What is the quick candy? Is that just... right. Okay. For Pokemon level 60 or higher. Right. Okay, okay. Alright, these just actually just straight up give stats. Can I? Oh. Oh yeah, I can just do that. Let's just make Eevee stupid strong. Wait, actually, we'll wait until Eevee levels up more. And then we'll maybe just, like, max out. Alright, how do I fly again in this game? How? I forget. There's only so many buttons on this controller. Party. Alright, I was gonna put other people. Well, I'll just fill the party with Pikachus. That's fine. I forget how to do this. Come on. Maybe I'll just walk to Viridian Forest. Because I don't remember how to fly. Yikes. Alright, and I don't have a... I should probably take a ride Pokemon with me, actually. It's been a long while since I played Let's Go Eevee, but I really, truly enjoyed it when I did play it, so... do I take Arcanine? Rapidash? You know what? I like the idea of taking Rapidash. Yeah. There we go. Now we've got someone we can ride. I think. I'm pretty sure you can ride Rapidash. Do I just... No? Okay. I think I have to take out a Pokeball. Through here. There we go. Does that work? Yeah, there we go. Nom. That's cool. Chop down. Go. I don't think there's a faster way for me to get to Viridian than going south. Oh, you want a Mankey? Okay. Well, you can keep wanting a Mankey. actually... No, I mean, I said we'll do Pikachu, so we'll do Pikachu. But, maybe if we get it particularly quickly, I'll grab a Meowth as well. Because I know that route is where you can find Meowth. At least I think they're in this version? I don't remember. Alright, let's go. Celadon. Wait. No, we have to go to Vermilion and then back through Rock Tunnel, don't we? Or we could go south to Fuchsia and surf all the way around, but I don't want to do that. So yeah, Vermilion it is. I would rather go through Rock Tunnel. Or not Rock Tunnel, Diglett Cave. Rock Tunnel, it's not. Ugh, it's worse. Yeah, I just... Oh. I like the Let's Go games. I mean, ever since, I would say, Black and White 2, I've always just kind of wanted Pokemon games to do something different. Like, significantly different. And most of the games after that have done that. Like, Sun and Moon, I liked because, hey, they're trials instead of gyms. And, spoiler, at the end, you become the champion of... the first champion of the Alola region. Which is crazy. That was actually a rather emotional moment for me. But yeah, then there's 8th gen, which went back to gyms, but they had the wild area, and the plot, aside from one glaring oversight with a character, was good. So that's something I enjoyed. 8th gen. 9th gen. Just, oh god, I cannot say enough good things about Scarlet and Violet. And of course, we skipped over stuff that a lot of people wouldn't consider mainline games. Specifically, this game, Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. But also, Legends Arceus. Both of these are very different. Like, this is a first-gen remake, yes, but it's like a first-gen remake with Pokemon Go mechanics, which is super, super cool that they thought to do that. I'm just gonna run around looking for Pikachu. Bellsprout is not a Pikachu. Oh, there's a Pikachu. Let me see if I've still got the knack for it. Also, I didn't grab more Pokeballs, but actually I think we're fine. Alright, I think I want to stick with regular Pokeballs. I think they'll be fine. It's yellow. Great Balls then. Yeah, I'll use Great Balls for now. Let's see if I remember how to do this. Not quite, but should work. Yeah, and then to finish my thought, Legends Arceus did the open world thing before Scarlet and Violet did. And also, it's the battles are different. Like, you can catch Pokemon without battling, like in this game, but slightly different. Right. Okay, I can't just press plus. No, I didn't want to run into you. I think running away doesn't count, so. one thing I actually do want to do now is I want to put away my Rapidash. Return the ball. Okay. There we go. Alright. There's more delay than I expect. I gotta get used to that again. Okay. Get that combo going. Nice. I think was it 31 Pokemon in this game? A catch combo of 31? I don't remember when the oh, that was way too late. When the shiny rate maxes out. Yeah, I figured this would be just kind of like a... Oh, that is another Pikachu. Okay. Figured this would be kind of like a just a chill stream where we sit and throw balls at a electric mouse and just kind of chat about, you know, probably a lot of Pokemon stuff, I would guess. Let's see. Pikachu. Although I do find it funny that Pokemon's mascot, Pikachu, just... Oh, God. As far as shinies go, just doesn't look that different. Oh, hi, Pikachu. It's tiny, is what she said. No, don't give up. Pikachu. There we go. That's what we were looking for. I am actually going to look things up. Because I want to see. Oh yeah, in case you couldn't tell, I don't have the shiny charm. I don't think so. Turns out we've been incorrectly shiny hunting. MVPs. Chain combo mechanism. It turns out the catch combo bonus only applies once to the next spawn of the changed species. Hold on. Next spawn of the change. I have to now chain the Pokemon I want shiny. Just any Pokemon? Oh. Oh, well, yeah. There we go. Oh yeah, that's what I knew. Oh yeah, it is 31 plus. Got it. Okay, that's really all I wanted to know, was where the odds max out. Got you. Maybe I did try to shiny hunt Pikachu before and just didn't get one. I don't know. That would explain why I have all those Pikachus. Or maybe I was just... Actually, you know what? I might have just been looking for a good Pikachu. Like one with higher stats. Because I did end up using a Raichu. Beep. You caught a Pikachu. Right. So I guess the base experience for a Pikachu is 10. Because we got a 3.6 multiplier. So. Oh, hi, Bulbasaur. We're not here for you. We already have a Venusaur. That was too early, but oh well. Yeah, I remember. Because if you didn't know, I started Pokemon with first gen. Alright, I started with Pokemon Red on the Game Boy Color. I remember being a kid and getting lost in Viridian Forest. Like, repeatedly. It was It was hard playing Pokemon when you're 4 years old. I mean, it also didn't really help that I didn't know how to read. Not that that would help me at navigating, but I don't think there are any signs in this forest that point you the right way, or the wrong way for that matter. Pikachu. You son of a bitch. Got it. Okay. Quick. I don't think Pikachu have a high chance to run away, so this should be relatively easy. Got you. I think it was... I want to say it was like 150 EVs or something that I had to catch to get the shiny Eevee. The unfortunate thing about Eevee, particularly in this game, is that none of the first gen evolutions are really have great shinies. Like, Espeon and Umbreon are great. Sylveon is, of course, fantastic. Leafeon and Glaceon are kind of meh. But, like, Vaporeon, Jolteon, and Flareon are all just kind of, like, slightly different, if I remember. Oh, wait, no, Jolteon's green, isn't it? Or was it just a slightly different shade of yellow? I don't remember. I think it's green, actually. So Jolteon would be the best. What? Got you. Gotcha. Yeah, I don't do a lot of shiny hunting, but I was kind of trying to decide very much at the last minute what to do, and I was like, yeah, I guess I could shiny hunt. Lose Growl. Yep. Not that I'm actually going to be using these Pikachu, but might as well. Got you. Think, yeah, this was also the first Pokemon game that I would consider mainline to have Pokemon just wandering about. So that was something else new they did in this game, and that was pretty neat. I like that addition that I was kind of on the fence about it, but like the thing is, the old Pokemon games still exist. What the f was that? Right? If I really want to go back to a game where, you know, there are random encounters in grass and caves and surfing, then I have gens 1 through 7 to play that I can experience that with. It's not like that experience is taken away from me forever. Right? And I think it's kind of neat when you're running around a new Pokemon game and you see something and you're like, what the f is that? And you run over to it before it like runs away or whatever. I mean, they rarely ever run away, but except in Legends Arceus. And that one didn't have any new Pokemon. Well, it did have new Pokemon, but they were all like special static Pokemon. Ah, well, you get what I'm saying. Yeah, honestly, I'm totally cool with all Pokemon games going forward having the Pokemon visible just in the overworld. And plus, you know, it makes it feel like more of an actual place than just, oh, I walked through this grass and I couldn't see it, but there was a Pokemon there. Which, it's fine. It's fine, and it's certainly fine for the time that these games originally came out. Because, hey, if you didn't know, random encounters were more or less a way to get around hardware limitations in RPGs. Because, you know, you could only have so many sprites on screen at once. So switching to an entirely different screen for battles is, what the frick, was preferable to just having like one or two on the screen. But modern hardware, you could throw a bunch on there and it generally isn't a problem. Because computers are so much better than they used to be. Well, so much more effective, I guess, in the powerful. Powerful is the right word. But they have also gotten a lot more complicated. And maybe more user-friendly, but also more... I don't know, the first word that came to mind was compromised. God, I remember. I accidentally ran into this Pikachu. I remember my first time seeing, I think it was Windows 8 that I saw. And I saw that there were like ads in the start bar or start menu, and I was like, what the fuck? It was like, this thing that I bought and own is advertising to me. This is not what I bought this for. And it's just, it's unfortunate, but it's just how it rolls. Now, I guess, just can't have anything without ads. Except for this side, I guess. But I don't remember. I read at one point, but I don't remember whether or not this site will have ads in the future, but by this site, VOD watchers, I'm referring to VStream, not YouTube, because YouTube definitely has ads. Unless you pay for YouTube Premium like I do. I watch way too much YouTube to not have Premium or ad blocker, but, yeah. Yeah, I don't know about VStream. I don't remember. I honestly do not remember what I read about VStream and ads. Where did all the Pikachu go? That's a Weedle. Weedle is not Pikachu. Also, I think it's weird. So in this game, for Pikachu and Eevee, they have actual, you know, voice acting for the Pokemon, right? Those two Pokemon specifically. But, and I think they had it in think they had it in 7th gen as well, Sun and Moon. And maybe even 8th gen, but in Scarlet and Violet they definitely didn't, which is weird to me. Like, why would you go back on that? Like, I know a lot of people, there's a big, I guess kind of a big fuss about Scarlet and Violet not having voice acting. Like, oh, it's 2023 and Pokemon still doesn't have voice acting. There are reasons for it, people. There are reasons, just know that. The reason being that localizing the voice acting for all regions is a lot of work, actually. Not impossible. Certainly not impossible for something like the Pokemon Company, but it is still a lot of work that doesn't necessarily need to be done. Though I would argue voice acting would have made Scarlet and Violet better, but I don't think it was necessary. That's my opinion on the subject. However, counter to the point I just made, you didn't need to take away the voice acting for Pikachu and Eevee because those don't need to be localized. Their names are the same, or roughly the same, in English and Japanese. At least. Okay, maybe in other languages they're different, but I know at least for English and Japanese, Pikachu is Pikachu and Eevee is Eevee. It's like... It's hence why my Eevee is named Eevee. It's weird. It's weird to me. And I mean, I guess they just didn't want to... If it is the case that Pikachu and Eevee are supposed to sound different in regions other than Japan and North America, or English-speaking countries, I guess, then they would theoretically have to program, like, oh, okay, if the region's set to this, then use this audio file instead, which is technically, once again, technically more work that doesn't necessarily need to be done. And in specifically Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, it does make sense to have the voice acting for those two Pokemon specifically, because, you know, they're the title Pokemon. They're your starter, they're your partner Pokemon. You're gonna be seeing a lot of them, and, you know, their cuteness is kind of one of the big draws of this game. So, it makes sense to me why they would have it in this game, but then that doesn't necessarily explain why it was in Sun and Moon, and potentially Sword and Shield. Still don't remember whether Pikachu had its normal cry. Because that's the thing, is like, if you're worried about like some cries standing out compared to others, have you heard, like, say, Coughing's cry versus, let's say, the Florigato, I guess? I don't know why that was the first 9th gen Pokemon I thought of. It's very different. Like, the first gen Pokemon still, like, I think they tuned them up a little bit, but they still very much sound like they did in Gen 1. Like, you can tell that they're from an 8-bit Pokemon game based on the cry. Whereas, you know, more modern Pokemon, they're Pokemon that literally just bark. It's just like a regular old dog bark. It's weird. It's weird. Voice acting and Pokemon cries in Pokemon is weird. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is, truthfully, but at this point, like, I do think, especially if they're gonna continue with the same kind of story emphasis they had in, well, not just Scarlet and Violet, but also I think Sword and Shield, to a slightly lesser extent. I think they should definitely consider for Gen 10, because, you know, there's probably a Gen 10 coming. Full-on voice acting. Right, and there are... Because the next thought in my mind was, well, silent protagonist, right? But there are games with silent protagonists, or theoretically silent protagonists. Ones that you don't actually hear speak words, I'll put it that way, that do have voice acting as well. Like, full-on, everyone else is voice acted. The one that came to mind for me is Skyrim. Like, your character never talks aside from grunts and shouts. And, you know, your choices are... what your character says is, you know, dialogue options in a list. But everyone else is voice acted, and I think that works fine. I think Pokemon could do something similar, and it would be fine. But yeah, there are definitely scenes where... There are definitely scenes in Scarlet and Violet where it looks like it should have been. There should have been voice acting. I'm thinking specifically of when you are in the cave, towards the beginning, when you're in the cave with either Miraidon or Koraidon, and like Nemona's shouting to you and waving at you like, hey, come up over here. And like the animation on Nemona is like, you can tell that it was specifically animated for that scene, right? It's not like a canned animation that they're using, that they've used for most stuff in previous Pokemon games, right? So like, it looks like, yeah, this is something we should be able to hear her rather than just reading her words, but... So I agree that Scarlet and Violet would have been better with voice acting. However, I still don't necessarily blame them for not putting it in. Because, yeah, it's more work than a lot of people think, I think. Because I think a lot of people just don't consider the fact that you have multiple languages. When you're dubbing something, you have, like this, specifically, that's releasing in many, many, many markets. You have to dub it in many, many, many different languages. Which isn't impossible, but it is perhaps impractical. Particularly for a series that, in the past, had no voice acting. Aside from, you know, monster sounds. Which wasn't actually voice acting. It was crunchy 8-bit noises that were often repurposed. Yeah, hey, by the way, a lot of Pokemon in first gen actually share a cry. It's actually just pitched up or down for different Pokemon. If you didn't know. Which is another reason why they should maybe redo the cries for the older Pokemon. Yeah. Oh. That's why it wasn't going. Because having my Joy-Con tucked under my arm was blocking the signal. Right. Pikachu. We almost hit max shiny chance. We're close. Just a few more. Bam. Pikachu. Perfect. Ah. Can you tell I like Pokemon? I have many thoughts about it. As was probably made obvious by my, like, half-hour rant on whether or not they should have voice acting in Pokemon. Yes, the answer is yes, but I'm not expecting it for the next generation, but I will be pleasantly surprised if it is there. Cool. Boop. Boop. Got it. Cool. Alrighty. Almost there. Almost there. Pikachu. Dun, 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 dun. Also, this music used to scare me when I was a child. It was this theme and the Lavender Town theme. And the Lavender Town theme, I mean, compositionally, it is, I think, meant to evoke the idea of death, but I think part of the reason why the Lavender Town theme scared me back in the day was because it is, right, there's a place where Pokemon are buried, right? And that it reminded me as just a youngin' that, yeah, these things are mortal. They die. You could get attached to one and then it just dies on you. Which was a very, very sad thought for me. Yeah. Got you? Got you. Yeah. Okay. It's just. Let's see, what other... Oh, man. So talking about other Pokemon themes that have had an emotional effect on me. Fire Blast, you're a physical attacker. You don't have a physical fire move, so I'm just gonna give you Fire Blast instead of Ember. If we're talking strictly the games, I think the next song that would have had an effect on me is the frickin' one of the last songs in, I think it was the first Mystery Dungeon that did it. Fuck, man. That ending was one of the few video game experiences that made me cry. So I was like, oh man, I went on all these cool adventures with my friend, and now I'm gonna leave forever, and I'm never gonna see him again, and yeah, that hit me pretty hard as a, like, 12-year-old. I don't remember if that's exactly how old I was when I played. It would have been Blue Rescue Team? Yeah, because I had the DS version. Blue Rescue Team. What? Yeah, that was the next Pokemon musical theme that, from the games specifically, that got me. Then after that, I think it's probably, I don't know. I don't remember if I was intimidated by Cynthia's theme until later. I don't know, maybe a little, but it wasn't like it certainly wasn't as visceral a reaction as with the prior songs I've mentioned. Let's see. So that would have been Gen 4. Gen 3 didn't really, aside from Mystery Dungeon, didn't really have anything. Gen 4. Yeah, no, that didn't have anything for me. Any songs that were particularly impactful. Gen 5? Oh, hi, Pikachus. Or Pikachu. Pikachu is the plural of Pikachu. Anyway. You son of a bitch. I didn't even have the right angle on it. It's fine. Let's see. Gen 5. Was there anything? No, I don't think so. Actually, I think there was one town theme that was like just really pleasant on the ears. I mean, Gen 5 has a lot of good music, but like nothing that really gave any emotion other than, oh yeah, this is a jam, basically. Because we all know the Drift Bell theme pops. And, you know, I think I want to say it's a Spursha city that the Fort Walk theme comes from. So that one's pretty good too. Gen 5, yeah. A lot of great music in Gen 5. That might be partly why I like it so much. Gen 5 Part 2? No, I don't think so. Gen 6. Yeah, absolutely nothing in Gen 6. I mean, there is good music at Gen 6, but it's like nothing to write home about, I feel. Okay, Gen 7, there definitely was something, though. And that was the champion theme. When you first start start their first champion battle, they open. The song opens with the opening theme to Red and Blue. Which absolutely, yeah, no, that brought tears to my eyes, right? I think I shed a single manly tear, as they say, for that. Because yeah, I mean, just the hype of the moment of like becoming the first champion of Alola, and they hit me with the fucking nostalgia blast of the opening of Red and Blue, and it's like, oh, fuck. Yeah, that got me. Anything else in Gen 7? I don't think so. Gen 8. So Gen 8, I definitely felt it when I was playing too. So Marnie's theme in Gen 8, I couldn't figure out why, but for some reason I felt some sort of, I guess it would have been a pain or a longing, something like that, when I heard it in the game. And it wasn't until I heard a remix of the song that I realized that Marnie's theme includes the melody of Lugia's song from Pokemon 2000, the second Pokemon movie. And that was why that song was eliciting such a reaction from me. Like, because when I heard that song, I was like, oh, I almost felt like I wanted to cry. It was because Lugia's theme is in there. And that part in that movie, when I was a little kid, was so sad to me. Just be like, oh my god, Lugia's dead. Lugia was not dead, spoiler. Yeah, that was something. In Gen 8. And then Gen 9 just has so much good music. Oh my god, Scarlet and Violet, why are you so good? I mean, to list them, the Team Star Boss theme, absolutely insane. And like I talked about how 5th Gen had, you know, mostly just had hype music, and that's where the good music in 5th Gen was it was all very hype. The Team Star theme, or Team Star Boss theme, even more so. That is, like, potentially the most hype a Pokemon song has ever been for me. And it's just, oh, it's so good. It's so good. Just, I love it. Oh, man. That's the big one for me, I think. But also, spoiler for Scarlet Violet. Actually, you know what? I could probably just call it. Well, now that I've called it a spoiler, it is kind of a spoiler. But the Sada/Turo theme from the end of the game is, oh, it's amazing. It's fantastic. Also, the last Nemona fight prior to the end of the game, that song is great because it's the same song you've been hearing every time you fight Nemona, but like more, right? You can hear in the music that, okay, now she's going all out, and it's awesome. Oh god. Also, can we just talk about how cool a character Nemona is? Like, yes, she's kind of just Goku, but like, okay, spoilers again. The point where you beat her in that last battle, and she's like covering her eyes and stuff, and you're like, oh god, is she upset? And then she's just like super hyped. It's like, oh my god, that's just so cool. It's just like, oh, she's like, okay, yeah, she could be upset about finally having lost after the longest time. But, or for real, I should say, because she loses to you repeatedly, but the fact that she's just so hyped and she's like, oh, let's go again, let's do it again, like, that is such an admirable trait. Nemona is fantastic. They did the characters in 9th Gen so well. Like, I love how Arvin is initially, like, kind of an ass, but then you kind of learn that, at least this was my theory, that it's only really because Nemona was around and he doesn't like Nemona. But eventually they end up getting along, which is cool. And then Penny, like, yeah, we kind of saw the twist coming with Penny, and some of her decisions are kind of stupid, but they're still kind of understandable. Like, I can still kind of get where she's coming from. Let's see. Is there anyone else we really get to know in that game? Not especially. But, like, that cast of 3 right there, those are, I guess, Clavel. I like Clavel, too, weirdly enough. Like, he's oddly, like, I get that he's supposed to be the adult in the situation, but he really does feel like... Okay, here's what I think. 8th gen, Sword and Shield, they tried to do the whole, like, oh, the adults are telling the kids to stay out of the situation because, oh, it could be trouble, right? Right, and that was, like, their attempt at making responsible adults, and it makes sense for the real world. But we spent, you know, 7 generations prior to that saving the world as a 10-year-old. So it's like, in the Pokemon world, it doesn't actually make a whole lot of sense, right? It goes against the standard that's been set. So, I think Clavel is a better version of that. Where, like, yes, he's in charge, and yes, he wants what's best for the kids, but he recognizes the autonomy that they have, and that, you know, in this world, kids accomplishing great things is not that strange a thing. Right? It's just kind of normal to him. So instead of, like, trying to stop you from doing things, he's just like keeping an eye on things. And gathering information until he knows what the right thing to do is. And he ultimately comes to a reasonable conclusion. Aside from the fact that Penny actually committed crimes. And didn't really face any repercussions for it, but, you know. It's fine. It's fine. It's just a little bit of embezzlement. Like, it's not that bad. Well, a little bit of a cybercrime never hurt anybody, right? You know, it's totally fine. Yeah. So it's I don't know. I think the characters in Scarlet and Violet are very well written. Like, I thought the characters in Sword and Shield were pretty well written, particularly, I think, Bede, Marnie, and Hop, that game's trio, were pretty well written. Leon was fine, and fucking screw Rose. Just, and I don't know if I've complained about it on stream yet, but Rose is awful. He's just awful. He is such a terrible villain. I think I might... In terms of Pokemon's worst villains, it's kind of neck and neck for me between him and Lysander, because... Rose, like... The dude couldn't wait 2 hours for us to finish our battle and then fly back to Modestoke, I think it was. Was it Modestoke? No, I think it was the other town. God, sorry. The town where the Dragon Gym was. I forget its name. He couldn't wait 2 hours for a problem that probably wasn't gonna be an issue, or like wasn't going to be like a critical issue for like 10 years. And like, prior to that, he seems like a totally, like, if they had set it up that, or even like hinted that he was like, you know, a little unstable, and like, they hinted that he was impatient, but that wasn't enough. They needed to be like, okay, this guy really does not like to wait. They didn't sell it hard enough. But if they did, then it might have, it would have worked better, certainly. And it might have actually worked. But the way they did it was just, it was bad. It was bad. That is, honestly, I think the worst part of 8th gen was Rose. And, oh my god. And then Lysander was Cyrus again, except he's, his team doesn't actually isn't on the same page at all. Yeah, that was weird. Lysander was also just kind of boring. It's like, also his design is weird. Like, I'm sure they were probably going for something there, but like, the fact that he has like a lion's mane, is like, why? Also, I found it weird that like they showed Diantha the champion once prior to the Pokemon League, and she was like talking to Lysander, so you're like, oh, maybe she'll have part in the plot. Nope. Nope, we're just introducing the champion for whatever reason. Okay. It's weird. Gen 6 was weird. Zygarde hardly even featured in Gen 6. Like, Zygarde is a Gen 6 Pokemon, but you got more of Zygarde in Gen 7 than you did Gen 6. That's... What went wrong? What went wrong with Gen 6? I guess, to give them the benefit of the doubt, because I tried to do that, Gen 6 was when they first went to 3D, right? So they had like 600 and some 3D models to make, and I get that that's a different department than, you know, the writing department, but maybe all their efforts were really focused on converting to 3D. Maybe. That is me giving them the benefit of the doubt. And I feel like I have to say this every time I rag on Gen 6. I don't hate Gen 6. It was just kind of disappointing. It just wasn't as good as I hoped it would be. So, yeah. I'm trying to figure out why. Mega Evolutions were cool. Like, I mean, I like the other gimmicks that came after better. Z moves, I think, are significantly better because, hey, anyone can do them. Dynamaxing, I would like better if it didn't change the Pokemon's move pool. I get why it does, but same with Gigantamax. Oh, yeah, Terastallizing. Terastallizing is the best of those transformation gimmicks. I love Terastallizing because of the strategic options it provides. Like, yeah, it looks a little goofy to just stick a hat on a Pokemon, but the strategy to it is so cool. And especially, here's me gushing about Scarlet and Violet again, especially because they picked Pokemon to put in that game that work really well with Terastallizing, right? Ones that have gimmicks that complement it. Like, one of the examples I brought up with Jacob was Oricorio, who, if you didn't know, has a signature move called Revelation Dance. And because there are multiple forms of Oricorio, whatever Oricorio's first type is, it's always part flying, but whatever its first type is, determines the type of Revelation Dance, which means that when you Terastallize, Revelation Dance is the type you Terastallize into. Because that is now your type. It's like Terra Blast, the move that they introduced in Gen 9, but better because it's got a higher, well, okay, better for Oricorio specifically, I should say, because it's got higher power, and because you can catch an Oricorio and then change its type, that means it's relatively easy to get an Oricorio whose Terra type is not the same as its normal type. Because that is kind of the... how do I want to put it? What word do I want to use here? a common Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet, Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet will usually have a Terra type that is one of their normal types. Right? If you just run into a random wild Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet, it will probably have a Terra type that is one of its normal types. But the fact that you can get Oricorio, switch its type, and bam, suddenly you have a Fire Oricorio with Electric Terra type, that's cool. That is really, really cool. And there are a few other examples of Pokemon that, like, change type. I wish, maybe it is or will be in the DLC. I kind of wish that Cast Form was in Scarlet and Violet. Because having its type change with weather, and then also, or Kecleon for that matter. Because having Cast Form's type change with the weather, and then also having it change with Terra type, would be kind of funny. Stop doing that. I would be quite amused. And then Kecleon, right, color change. That's funny. I wonder if you can get any Protean Pokemon with... Yeah, how would Protean work with... Or color change work with Terra typing? Terastallizing, I should say. Would it actually change your type so that you're not the same Terra type? Or same type as your Terra type? I don't know. After you've Terastallized, I mean. Huh. That is interesting. Also, Pokemon that completely change type when they evolve, like, say, Eevee, for instance, are really interesting to think about when it comes to Terastallizing. Because, like, okay, Eevee is normal type normally, and thus, if you just straight up catch an Eevee, it's gonna have a normal Terra type. If you just catch a random wild Eevee. But if you catch, say, like an Umbreon, because there are wild Umbreon in the game, it would be Dark Terra type. But if you catch an Eevee and you evolve it into, say, Espeon, then you have an Espeon with normal Terra type, which means if they try to hit you with a Ghost move, you can Terastallize to normal, and suddenly it doesn't affect you at all, which is cool. It's very cool. Terastallizing is cool. I know they're probably going to get rid of it for the next generation, but I hope they keep it, actually, because that is my favorite of the transformation gimmicks. I think, I'm trying to think whether I would want them to just keep it for every Pokemon game going forward. I don't know, but at least one more generation, I think. Because I think there's more that can be done with it. But I'm fairly certain what they try to do with the Pokemon games is they're like, okay, we're going to have each generation have the one gimmick so that, you know, people say, oh yeah, that's the gimmick that's unique to that generation, right? So that when they think of that generation of Pokemon, they think of that gimmick, and when they think of that gimmick, they think of that generation of Pokemon, right? Right, they don't want to do the same thing over and over, because that actually contributes to the feeling that all Pokemon games are the same. Like, can you imagine? Can you imagine if every mechanic that has ever been introduced to Pokemon battling was in Scarlet and Violet? That would be kind of insane. Because let's see. Gen 1, you just have normal single battles. Okay. Gen 2 didn't really add anything new to battling. Gen 3 added abilities, which did stay, and I'm glad they did, because that's great, actually. I love abilities. And the strategy that they provide. And then... Oh, and double battles. Double battles in Gen 3, which do still technically exist, but they don't seem to be doing a lot of them anymore. Because in Scarlet and Violet, there's only really that one gym where you double battle. And that's it. And then Gen 4 was the physical special split, which they kept, thank God. It made certain Pokemon suck slightly less. Is there anything else they added in Gen 4 battles? I think that's it. And I'm talking aside from, like, new moves and abilities and stuff. Because I'm talking, like, full-on mechanics here. Gen 5 was when they first introduced a battle mechanic that didn't come back. And that would be both triple and rotation battles. That was also where they introduced hidden abilities, but those are still around, I think. So yeah, Gen 5, they had triple and rotation battles, which I wish had stayed. Personally, I like triple battles, I think were kind of meh, but I liked rotation battles. Because those, again, you have a lot of strategic options with those. I mean, maybe it could have been balanced a little differently to be better, but I do like me some rotation battles, and I kind of wish there were more of them. Gen 6 Mega Evolutions. Mega Evolutions were cool, right? Like, kind of sucks that only certain Pokemon got them, but that was kind of, considering what they were, that was kind of the only reasonable way to do it, so I understand. Then... Oh, Gen 6 also... Not everyone knows this, but Gen 6 also introduced inverse battles, which never came back. I think that was Gen 6. I don't think it was in Gen 5. But yeah, inverse battles in Gen 6 were... There was one trainer you could fight where the type matchups were reversed. So things that would normally be super effective were not very effective, and things that would normally be not very effective are super effective. And that was interesting. That is a mind bender of a battle. And I recommend anyone who's familiar with Pokemon but hasn't done that battle to do it, because it's... Whew, it really, you really gotta work your brain muscle on that one. And then Gen 7 had Z moves, which were good, right? The thing I didn't mention with Mega Evolution that also applies to Z moves, kind of unfortunate that it takes your Pokemon's held item slot. I get why, balancing reasons, but Z moves were still pretty cool. Just having these moves that theoretically any Pokemon that could learn a move of that type would have access to is cool. Especially like Z Splash. Because you'd think that, you know, given what Splash does normally, Z Splash would be kind of useless. It's not. It's not. Z Splash gives you 3 stages of attacks. Attack, which is a higher boost. I think the only other move in Pokemon that gives you 3 stages, exactly 3 stages, I guess Belly Drum gives you 6, but I think the only other move that gives you exactly 3 stages of a stat is Cotton Guard, which is 3 stages of defense, which feels a little more balanced, actually. But yeah, Z moves were cool. And then there's Dynamax and Gigantamax, which is fine. Like, they get bigger, but their move pool gets more constrained. I mean, the moves are more powerful generally, but there's less variety in the moves, which I think is not my favorite thing about it. And then, yeah, and then they have Terastallizing in Gen 9, which I just ranted about how much I like. So imagine I just spent like 10 minutes explaining all the different battle mechanics they've introduced. Imagine all of that in one game. That would be a lot. Especially for new players. Like, I could see if you were specifically making a game geared towards, like, maybe it wouldn't even have to be like Pokemon veterans, but like adults, like people who you know could absorb all these concepts. Like, if you were making a higher, if you wanted to make a Pokemon game with a higher learning curve, like a steeper learning curve, that, you know, you expected a more mature audience to play, then I think that would work fine to have everything in one. But aside from that, I can understand. Aside from what I mentioned before about wanting each generation to feel unique, I can also understand. Oh, also I forgot Swift and Agile style from Arceus, because I would consider that a significant battle mechanic. But yeah, I can understand why, you know, to keep it simple, they just put in one major battle gimmick per game. As much as us adult Pokemon fans might like to see someone make a Pokemon game that has every mechanic ever in it, I can see why Game Freak and the Pokemon Company don't do that. I think it's reasonable. God, could you imagine being like, okay, so is this Blastoise going to Mega Evolve? Is it going to use a Z move? Is it going to Dynamax or Gigantamax? Or is it going to Terastallize? I have no idea. Also, at this point, if you had one Terastallization, one Mega Evolution, one Z move, and one Dynamax per battle, that would be 4 transformations in one battle. Which is, I'm not gonna say it's a bad thing, but that means, you know, out of a team of 6, only 2 of your Pokemon are going to stay the way they normally are. Just a funny thought. Alrighty. I kind of like that each generation has its own gimmick. As much as I like Terastallization, and would probably not mind if it stuck around for another generation. I get it, and I don't mind if it goes. Because hey, guess what? If I want to Terastallize Pokemon, I can go back to Scarlet and Violet. If I want to do Mega Evolutions, I could play X, Y, or Oris. So, those games still exist. I caught a Pikachu. Wow. What an unprecedented event. I don't think we'll be getting Ibui to level 100 in this stream. Because I don't plan on streaming for 10 hours or so. In fact, I am considering calling stream here. Because yes, we have not found our shiny Pikachu yet, but I don't know. I almost feel like I'm running out of things to talk about. I mean, theoretically, I could talk about Pokemon all day, but I don't. Look, I'm gonna be honest here. There's no one else watching. There's nobody in the chat here, so I'm effectively just ranting to myself. And whoever's watching the VOD. Hey, if you're watching the VOD, thanks. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll go to 100. I'll go to 100 Pikachus. Specifically Catchcom 100. And we'll if we haven't caught one by then, or if things haven't picked up yet, then I'll call it. You see? Alrighty. But, I mean, I get it. It's a Monday morning. I can understand why there aren't a lot of people watching. But that is the thing. That is kind of something that discouraged me from streaming in the past is, you know, if I'm just sitting here with no viewers, I mean, I might as well be playing whatever else, you know? And I will say, once I finally break the streak of playing different games each time, which I almost did today. It was almost like, oh, should I just play Violet again, or maybe Arceus, or once I do break the streak, I feel I'll have a lot more freedom to just play whatever I want. Right now I am just trying to, not just trying to, but I am trying to keep this going for as long as I can. With the playing different stuff each time, or doing different stuff each time. Because not every stream I've done has been playing a game. Namely, I guess Synthesia is technically a game, so I can't count that. But I did some D&D stuff, and that's not a game. Also, opening cards is technically not a game. So, yep. Eventually, once I run out of ideas, I'll start basically just playing whatever I want. I mean, Mondays will still be Pokemon days, but I guess I could schedule Pokemon Day ahead of time and then change the title later. Because unlike the other streams, I know it's going to be a Pokemon game, so... Whoops. Not talking to you, Weedle. I guess, you know what? I'll do that then. I will schedule... Because the next Monday is the 18th. I don't think I'm going anywhere. I mean, it is my dad's birthday, but... I think I'll probably just text him happy birthday rather than going down there because, hey, Christmas is at my parents' place this year. So, I'm going to be going down there the week after anyway. And because I'll be bringing Grandpa with me, I'll be there for a few days. Oh, which reminds me, I can talk about my plans for streaming Christmas weekend. Because Christmas is on a Monday, which is normally when I would be streaming Pokemon. There will be a stream that weekend, specifically Christmas Eve in the morning. So rather than doing a Saturday, because I'm going to probably be traveling on Saturday, rather than doing either a Saturday or a Monday stream, like I normally do both of those, I will be doing a Sunday morning stream on the 24th. So, and unless something changes, that is most likely going to be me going through my old Pokemon cards that I had, collected as a kid, and seeing what I have, because now I have a greater knowledge of what could or couldn't be worth something on the market, So yeah, I'll be going through my collection of Pokemon cards that I got as a kid, and just looking through them, because I don't remember everything that I have. And there could be some stuff in there that's actually really... Because, you gotta understand, I started collecting Pokemon cards. It would have been during Gen 1. So, some of those cards, if they're in really good condition, are worth a lot. So, yeah. That's gonna be our stream for the 24th. I will most likely be streaming that. I stream on Fridays, right? No, Thursdays normally. So I will be streaming that Thursday as well. I don't know what I'm streaming then, because little known fact, I tend to decide what I'm streaming like an hour before I start. So yeah. That is, in fact... Oh god, I missed. Yeah, so that Thursday I don't know what I'm going to stream. But this next Monday will be Pokemon. That's... You can bet on that. 'Tis a safe bet. As for what to do with Pokemon that Monday, I don't know. I think I had one other idea. Maybe I'll be ready to stream Battle Revolution. Whoops. Because that is one thing I want to do. Eventually, I do want to bring Battle Revolution back to the YouTube channel, because Heidi Ho, that is my best performing series by far. And also, I want to finish the post game. But that involves a lot of grinding. So we're gonna have to see about that one. We're gonna have to see. Come here, little Miss Pikachu. You are number 81. Cool. If I feel like chilling, I'm gonna stop at 100 for this stream, but most likely. But if I feel like just chilling later on, I might actually do some more shiny hunting just off stream. Since, I've already got a chain going. That is assuming we don't run into a shiny Pikachu before I hit 100, which is likely at this point, I think. You know, I just had a thought. How does one get Mew in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee? What? That was not a good throw, but it works. It's probably an event, right? You know, I just had a thought. Like, I'm pretty sure they don't do this, but if they do, feel free to correct me. When it comes to, like, the end of a Pokemon game's lifespan and event Pokemon, I feel like there should be one last event that just kind of keeps running, like, say, a mystery gift event, where you just get all of the event Pokemon. Or, not necessarily all the event Pokemon, but, like, all the Pokemon you could only get through events. And you can just use mystery gift to get it. So that, you know, it's not like, I mean, theoretically, if you need something like a Mew in, say, this game, you could, like, trade for it. But, I mean, who's gonna give up their Mew? Unless they got multiple, somehow. And also, you know, that involves communicating with others, which, you know, as we all know, is pretty lame. So, yeah. Pikachu. Yeah, see, like, that doesn't sound like it. I mean, it doesn't sound exactly like it did in Red and Blue, but Bulbasaur's cry there, you can tell that that's like, those aren't organic sounds. Like, that still doesn't really sound like an actual living creature. And that's because even when they redid the older Pokemon's cries, they wanted to leave them still relatively sounding like the old cries. But I think they need to redo it again to, you know, I think we can leave the old cries behind. Maybe just shove them in as an Easter egg somewhere. Oh my god, that reminds me. Scarlet and Violet again. What was the name? I forget the name of the town. But the town with the psychic gym. The fact that they had the freaking... That one building has the old sprites from first gen on its walls and, like, up its walkway. That was such a nice... That was a fun Easter egg. I loved that. Spotting that, and I'm like, oh my god, I know those. I love it. I love it. I love when they throw back to the actual games and not, like, just the Pokemon. Because, like, okay, it's cool to have Charizard in every game, but right, throwing back to the actual, like, experience of playing the game, because that's the thing, is I'm gonna use Charizard as the specific example here. You know, yes, I was introduced to Charizard in Red version, but the fact that he's been in every Pokemon game since then, even the games that aren't supposed to have all the Pokemon in them, is kind of... It doesn't really feel... Seeing Charizard doesn't really feel nostalgic to me. I think I actually touched on this in my tier list video, or stream. Yeah, I don't really have any nostalgia for Charizard anymore, because he's just been in so much. And I think that's the case with most Pokemon. Like, I don't feel nostalgic when I see any specific Pokemon. Unless it's a Pokemon that I just haven't thought of in forever. Like... this is... I think a Sisyphean task. Trying to remember a thing that you don't normally remember. But I don't know. I guess, like, Smeargle might be, like, a little nostalgic to me, because you don't see it in that many games, but then again, it was in 7th gen, so... Yeah. Yeah, that's... Yeah, I don't have a lot of nostalgia for specific Pokemon anymore, so seeing stuff like, you know, the sprites from the original Pokemon games was like... And... Like I said with that one song in 7th gen, hearing the tune, the opening tune to Red and Blue was like, that was nostalgic. But yeah, just that's the kind of, that, if they're trying to, you know, pander to nostalgia in Pokemon games, that's the kind I prefer, not just, well, we're gonna throw this Pokemon in that was from an earlier game. Because they do that anyway. Right? So it's like... It's not that crazy, really. It's not, it just doesn't... As someone, I could see, perhaps, where not everyone's in my situation. Or like, if, for example, you know, someone who hadn't played Pokemon since Gen 1 picked up a new Pokemon game, like Scarlet and Violet, and saw Charizard, they'd be like, oh, I remember that. They would probably feel the nostalgia. But because I've been playing Pokemon basically since I was born... I've seen all these Pokemon several times in each game. Alright, so, you know, I've played all the remakes. Still need to finish Shining Pearl. But, we'll get there. That's another stream we'll be coming back to eventually. Yeah, no, I like the other nods to older stuff. Heck, I think even bringing a Red back in Gen 7 was like, okay, whatever, for me. Because at that point, like, Red, of course, was in Gen 2 as kind of like the final post-game boss. And then, of course, the Gen 2 remakes. And then he was also in Gen 5 in the Pokemon World Tournament. Which, by the way, if we want to talk about nostalgia, the Pokemon World Tournament was awesome. Because, yeah, you had, like, all the gym leaders and all the important trainers from previous games. That was cool. Yeah, yeah, and then seeing him come back in... I mean, it was kind of cool that he was, like, a little older in Gen 7. But... It didn't hit the same, you know? I do think it's kind of interesting when they have, like, an NPC from a previous game. Oh my god, I just realized? What the hell happened to Looker? Like, theoretically, he's been in every Pokemon game since Gen 1. But I don't think I've seen him since Gen 6. Oh, did I finish the post-game stuff with that? I don't know if I finished the Looker storyline in Gen 6. And if I did, I don't remember what happened at the end. I think he just said he was, like, gonna go away or something. But then, you know, that could just as easily mean that, oh, he's gonna be in the next game, but then he wasn't. He wasn't in Gen 7. Not that I know of. Not that I remember. He wasn't in Gen 8. That would be nostalgic for me, to see Looker again. Which is weird, because Gen 6 doesn't feel like it was that long ago, but... And Gen 6, like, he was allegedly in Pokemon games prior to Gen 6, but I don't think they gave him a name till Gen 6. Oh, actually, I just remembered another. On the topic of nostalgia baiting, I love the fact, once again, we're going back to 5th gen, and how much I love 5th gen. The fact that Munna exists, it's a pink Pokemon with flower pattern on it, when in Gen 1, there was a girl who was like, oh man, I wish there was a Pokemon with a pink flower pattern on it, or a pink Pokemon with flower pattern on it. And then they actually made one for Gen 5, and it was like, oh, that is a neat little nod to Gen 1. That's cool. That's cool. I like stuff like that. And honestly, like, I didn't even realize it until it was pointed out to me. Like, I saw on the internet somewhere, like, oh, look at this dialogue from Gen 1, and now look at this Pokemon. But that's cool. Like, somebody caught that, and because they caught it, I noticed it too. It is tiny. Yeah, I think there are some things for me that work better in terms of nostalgia. Like, I think there are some, like, I think some references to, like, trainer dialogue. I'm gonna go a few more Pikachus, actually, because I'm not done talking about this yet. Like, certain trainer dialogues, perhaps. Like, I think they might have done it before already, but making a reference to youngster Joey. And like, oh, my Rattata's in the top percentage, right? Sometimes they'll do stuff like that, where they'll make an NPC reference something another NPC said in a previous game, which is... I like those little nods, too. Oh, also, okay, one thing that I did like about Gen 6, they never explained that fucking ghost girl. Where you just, like, walk into this one building, this empty office building, and this ghost girl appears behind you, and it's like, no, you're not the one. And then just fucking, like, walks through a wall and disappears, and I'm like, what the fuck? That was maybe the scariest thing in Pokemon, and they still haven't explained it. Not that I know of, anyway. I still have no idea why that happened. It was just a thing, and it's, oh my god. Like, other encounters, like, they've had other encounters with ghosts in Pokemon games. Like, I think the first time they did it, aside from ghost Pokemon, I should say, like human ghosts, I think the first time they did it was 4th gen with the house you find Rotom in. I think it was only in Platinum, I want to say. But you would walk around the house and there'd just be like ghosts about that you would see, and then they disappear and it's like, ooh, spooky. But like, and I think they did the same thing in 5th gen too. But like, you know, it's a haunted house. You expect that. You're just like, in Gen 6, you're just in a city. At least I think it was Gen 6. I don't think it was Gen 5. No, it was Gen 6, because I remember the model being 3D. You're just in the middle of, like, the largest city in the region, and you're just, you know, you're going about exploring office buildings, and you just run into a fucking ghost. It's like, this is not where I expect this to happen. It is, that was weird, and I love that it exists, but I also kind of want an explanation. Like, why? Like, how, what happened there? And it's totally unnecessary, too. They didn't need to do that in the slightest. That was, just thinking about it gives me the heebie-jeebies. Oof. Alright, I think, for the sake of, you know, poeticism, or poetry, I guess is what it would be called. Holy crap, that was a lot of experience for that one. For the sake of poetry, we'll go to 151, and if we haven't caught a shiny by then we'll be done. But if we do catch a shiny before that, then we finish after we catch the shiny, because I don't need 2 shiny Pikachu. Okay. Oh yeah, speaking of Pokemon that I hold no nostalgia for now, Pikachu, yeah. Kind of the same problem as Charizard, where it's pretty much in every game. So, not only is it in every game, but it's also like a main character in the show, and it's also like on various other Pokemon merchandise, and it's also in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade every year. So it's like, I see plenty of Pikachu. It's not like it's this old thing. It's the thing about nostalgia is, right? You feel nostalgia for things that you haven't experienced in a while. In a long time, right? I think I heard it explained that nostalgia is the feeling of going back to a time, to a better time. So, if most of your experience with something is recent, you're not gonna feel nostalgic because it just happened, right? It's more, the time when that originally happened is gonna be closer and more like the time you're currently in. I don't know if that was a great explanation, but so yeah, a way to basically ruin quote-unquote nostalgia is to just keep exposing someone to that thing over and over again. So yeah, no nostalgia for me for Pikachu or Charizard or, you know, any of them. Right? But, you know, they've made remakes of Gen 1. I'm playing one right now, of course. But they never actually made another Pokemon Blue. I'm going to say Blue specifically because technically they did make 2 red versions, but right? Which is why for me, the thing in the psychic gym town was just so much more nostalgic because I hadn't seen those sprites aside from briefly replaying through, I think it was Blue recently. Most of my experience with those sprites comes from when I was a kid, you know? So, yeah. Yep. Good old nostalgia. Did I finish my thought? I'm going to 151. Yeah, that's right. I think I said that. Ah, good stuff. Good stuff, Pikachu. We're at 110. I guess technically I could go to 152 since Meltan is here too. That was weird. Meltan being like an intergenerational Pokemon. I guess it's not the first time they did it. Victini is technically the first Pokemon in the Unova Pokedex. Which is something that people often forget. It is, yeah. Yep. The first... Because, you know, normally the first Pokemon in a dex is the grass starter, but not in Unova. In Unova, it's Victini. Which, you know, I have fond memories of Victini. Hey, that's actually a Pokemon I kind of feel nostalgic for now that I'm thinking about it. Because we haven't seen Victini outside of Gen 5. Like, what are the chances that we are ever going to get Victini in a game again? Aside from maybe, like, an event. When's the last time they had a Victini event? Probably Gen 7, right? Because that's the last one that had the National Dex. Don't bump. Also, yeah, I just remembered. Victini is Fire Psychic type. It's the first Fire Psychic type. I usually attribute that to Delphox, but no, it's actually Victini. And then... yeah, so it's Victini, then Delphox, then... not Ceruledge, but the other one, Armarouge. And I think there's one other... I think one of the Area Zero Pokemon, one of the Paradox Pokemon, is Fire Psychic too, if I remember right. I don't remember which one, though. It's a fun combo. I like the idea. Controlling flames with your mind. Got you. Yeah. Oh, frick. Yeah. There we go. Got the chew. The nice thing about shiny hunting in this game, and I think it's actually true in most Pokemon games, is the method of shiny hunting also gets you better stats generally. Hi, Pikachu. You didn't make a noise when you appeared. Got you. Got you. It almost sounds like he's saying, got you. Got you. Got you. Got you. Okay. It's not what I want. I don't want a Weedle. Oh man, it's kind of nice. I been doing community theater lately. For the past couple months, actually. And we actually did our last run of this show this last night. Or, well, I guess it was a matinee, so yesterday, technically. It's nice. It's not. Excuse you. It's nice because I mean, I wouldn't have worked on the show if I didn't enjoy it, right? Because you know it's community theater, nobody's getting paid for this. But it's not gonna be nice to have a little bit more free time. Because, yeah, that was a significant part of my weekends for a while, and weekdays when rehearsals were still going. So, I do, in fact, kind of appreciate that, you know, this show's over. Now, granted, I am lined up to be in another show, whose rehearsals start in January, but that's January, right? I'm good for this month. Got at least a few weeks before I need to be worrying about rehearsals anymore, or shows, or just a few weeks to chill. Granted, Christmas is during that few weeks, so, you know, gotta worry about travel plans, and I have most of my Christmas shopping done, actually. I only have one present left to get that I feel obligated to get anyway. I don't know if anyone else is expecting any, but given my current unemployed status, I don't think my family is expecting too much of me as far as presents go, so. Oh god. Yeah, I am almost set as far as Christmas shopping goes, which is neat. Because I like giving people presents, but I don't know that I necessarily like shopping for presents. Except, big exception here. I didn't mean to do that. Oh, you want a battle? Too bad. Alright. Except my niece. Because I think I decided this the first time I was going to send her a Christmas gift. It has been my mission since that time. I think she was probably like 2 at the time. I wanted to get her into Pokemon. And lo and behold, I sent her Pokemon plushes every year for Christmas. And lo and behold, what did she want this year? She wanted a Pikachu. So, mission accomplished. I don't know if my sister appreciates that, but I successfully managed to get someone in the next generation of my family into Pokemon. So I feel pretty good about myself. And yes, she is getting a Pokemon plush for a Pikachu for Christmas. Don't tell her. Not that I think any of you could, but I also got her a card, because I was told that she likes the cards now, too. So, I got her a Pikachu card that I liked. And then for her brother, I think he's still like 2. And I kind of already accomplished the mission with her, so I thought about, like, do I send him something like Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Digimon related? But I don't have quite the same passion for those as I do Pokemon, so I just sent him some Lego stuff. Which is, yeah. Should be fine. It was on the list that my sister sent. So. Yep. That was about half my Christmas shopping. And then, as far as the adults go, we used to get a present for everyone. Or every person would get a present for everyone. That's how it would go. But, like, that's expensive. So, at least between my parents and my sister and my brother-in-law and me, we just drew names. And we've done that the past 1 or 2 years. And the name I drew was my mom. So I managed to get her something. She might actually watch this. I doubt it, but I'm not going to tell you what it is because, you know, it could actually get to her. I think it's more likely that she would hear about it than my niece would hear about her present. It's plural. But yes, I already have my mom's gift. And so the only person I feel like I have left to buy for is the man currently putting a roof over my head, my grandpa. So I will, in fact, I gotta figure out what I want to get him. Like, we talk all the time, so theoretically I should know something good to get him, but I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. But I have, like, 2 weeks left, so it ain't like I have to ship it over across country in time for Christmas, considering we live together. Got you. I heard the got you. Okay, there's one here too. So that's Christmas for me. I believe, could be wrong about this, but I believe it's Hanukkah right now, which I don't celebrate, but if you do, happy Hanukkah. But yeah, I could note as well, my family isn't particularly religious, but we do like to celebrate Christmas anyway. Not necessarily celebrating the birth of Christ, but just as a celebration of family, you know, which is also kind of what Thanksgiving is, but don't worry about it. We give gifts at Christmas, so it's different. Trying to remember when was the last time we did something for Easter. It was a while ago. Because, like, Christmas I feel like you can reasonably celebrate without being particularly religious, but Easter is one that's like, that feels like a, you know, that feels more like a religious holiday to me than Christmas does. And alrighty. Got you. Oh, 24 more to go. That's a Bulbasaur. I think, I'm not 100% sure on this, but I think in yellow version you can find Bulbasaur in this forest. I could be wrong about that. I think it might just be that you can only get it from the person in Cerulean City who gives you a Bulbasaur. Because I know you can get a Bulbasaur from her. But... And then you get a Squirtle in Vermilion City from the Officer Jenny. And then you get Charmander from the guy on Cape Cerulean. Or Cerulean Cape. I don't remember what exactly the conditions are for being able to get one, but I know sometimes you can and sometimes you can't. I don't remember. Don't remember what the trigger is for that, but also, I'm glad I found a solution for my... Because one thing, if you don't know, if you're using a phone for your VTubing activities, a lot of the apps that you need to use a lot of battery, and thus drain your phone's battery very quickly. Which is why, to my knowledge, I think a lot of VTubers will either just leave their phone plugged in while they're streaming, or will have some sort of, battery pack that they plug in. I have opted to go the battery pack route. I was just keeping it plugged in, but then this phone didn't want to keep working with the cord I was using, and I don't have another cord of that length. So I did put one on my Christmas list, so that might be a stocking stuffer from Mom. But I did happen to have a backup battery. One of them external batteries that you can plug into, and it seems to, unlike the other external battery I have, this one actually seems to charge quick enough that it actually keeps my battery from going down, whereas the other one, and actually when it was plugged directly into the wall, the battery would still keep going down even when it was plugged in and charging, because that's how much power that the app is using. Also, the back of the phone gets really hot. I'm glad I found that solution. In the future, I will, even if I do get a cord that works, that I can just plug it into the wall, now that I've figured this out, and this actually seems to charge it better than that, I will probably stick with this until it dies. And then if I still need to keep streaming, which I can't imagine I will, this is a pretty big battery, then I'll just plug it back into the wall and go from there. Yes, it's good. Alrighty. Gotcha. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know if I ever figured out in this game whether you could, spin the ball like you do in Pokemon Go and get, a curve shot that gets you extra stuff. I don't think you can, but I don't know that I ever actually tried it. I don't know. It doesn't really matter so much for shiny hunting, but look at that adorable Eevee riding on my hat. Honestly, I don't generally like wearing hats, despite how much I like Pokemon games and how often Pokemon protagonists wear hats. But if it gave me a chance to have an Eevee ride on my head, yeah, I'd wear a hat. But then again, if I had my way, the Eevee would not be Eevee for too terribly long, because I would evolve it into an Espeon. Although now that I think about it, having an Espeon might be weird, because I imagine, given how they evolve, that... Oh, no. I would imagine, given how they evolve, that Espeon are diurnal, meaning that they're awake during the day, like most humans are. But I'm kind of more nocturnal. So maybe I'd have an Espeon and an Umbreon. But, like, if I were a gym leader, I would definitely be a Psychic-type gym leader. Oh, that's right. I think I brought this up on another stream, but I was like, oh, I don't know exactly what Pokemon I would have as a gym leader. I was like, maybe if I did, like, a tier list, I think this is what I said. I think maybe if I did a tier list, I would, I'd be able to figure out what Pokemon I want to have. So now that I have done a tier list of Pokemon, just whatever Pokemon I like best, I kind of wanna... no, we don't want Thunder. Not when we have Thunderbolt. No. But now that I have made a tier list of the Pokemon I like, I wanna put together my, there it is. I wanna put together my team. I guess this is excluding 9th gen, unless I can think of some 9th gen Psychic types that I would want to use. I don't know, what are some good 9th gen Psychic types? Nothing springs to mind immediately, but... let's see. Okay. So, almost definitely a Slowbro. That would be part of the team. I guess I'm thinking less Gym Leader and more Elite Four, because I'm building a team of 6. So if I were an Elite Four member, it would be Slowbro. That would be one. That might even be the lead, because Slowbro's a pretty solid Pokemon to lead with. Given its overall tankiness. And relatively decent typing. Let's see. So Slowbro would definitely be on the team. And that would be Cantonian Slowbro, not Galarian. Espeon for sure. Espeon would be the ace. Yep, definitely a Gardevoir. Potentially Meowstic. Because I do like Meowstic. It's, I think, the only other Psychic type I have in S tier. Yeah. And to be fair, I don't actually have Slowbro in S tier, but I do have Slowpoke, so... But I'm not gonna run a Slowpoke if I'm an Elite Four member. Like if I'm putting together a series monotype team. Got you. Rude. Let's see, who else? Who else do we have? What other Psychic type would I want? Let's see. No, I'm ruling out legendaries, so no Mewtwo or Mew. Even though I had them in A tier. Whoops. Didn't mean to run into you. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, I think I have more nostalgia for Pichu now than Pikachu. Because Pichu gets a lot less exposure. Other psych types. Again, no legendaries, so not Latios or Latios. Metagross, maybe. Probably Metagross, actually. It's pretty cool, and I would have, it's actually just good, right? You know, it's pseudo-legendary, basically. So, yeah, maybe Metagross. Probably Metagross. Let's see. I could see myself maybe running a Bronzong. Got you. Let's see. Actually, I might have a Gallade. Having Gardevoir and Gallade would be interesting. Would I run a Delphox? No, if I wanted to run a Fire Psychic type, it would probably be Armarouge. In fact, I probably would run Armarouge. Because Armarouge is cool. I like Ceruledge better, but Armarouge is cool. Let's see what else we got. That might be it for my A tier picks. Hold on. Messed that up, but it's fine. Xatu's neat, but I don't think I'd run it. Going through the biggest tier on this list here. The B tier. Let's see. I do kind of like the combination of Metagross and Slowbro. Because, you know, Metagross is weak to fire and ground, and Slowbro's good against fire and ground, so they cover each other's weaknesses nicely. Oh, I didn't even see this Pikachu. Got you. Probably not Reuniclus. Or Musharna. Let's see. Still looking. I'm still looking for other psychic types I'd want to throw on my team. I guess Elite Four members usually only have 5, but we're going the full 6 here. I don't think I would need what was the final form called? Hatterene? I think. Because it's... I don't remember the full line. Hi, Pikachu. Yeah. Yeah, I'd say, oh man. We're down to the C tier and I still don't have a full team? No, not BM. Oh god, I just had a thought. Mr. Mime, just for the memes. Yeah, maybe, actually. That might actually be something I'd do. You son of a bitch. Huh. Yeah, I'm not really seeing much else. So hold on, what did we have? We have Slowbro, Gardevoir, Gallade, Espeon. Probably Metagross and Meowstic would be it. Because I think the only other option would be Mr. Mime for the memes, but not really. No. Nah. We're going for a serious team here. That would be my monotype 6-mon team. My gym leader team, my Elite Four team, whatever you want to call it. Okay. Glad we got that sorted out. Feel like that was a thread that was left hanging for quite a while. Ba-da-da-ding. 2 more. We have 2 more chances to find a shiny before I call it quits. Got you. Actually think I have... I'm gonna wait till we catch this. But I actually think I have a picture of when I caught the shiny Eevee and what my counter was at. Got you. So hold on, let me... I also kind of want to make sure I don't have anything incriminating in here. Let me roll it back. Ah, here it is. No, it doesn't show what my catch combo was. But hey, look! It's a shiny Eevee. Also, hey, it's me. Except with different color eyes. Yay, I'm a champion. Wait, did I do the grinding before? Apparently I did grinding for a shiny Eevee before I beat the game. Huh. Alright, well. Let's catch us one more Pikachu, eh? Wow. Pika. Here, Pika Pika. Here, Pika Pika Pika. Pika Pika. Got you. Yeah. Cool. Alright, that is the final Pikachu. I guess I don't need to catch everyone. Once you hit the combo of 31, you don't necessarily need to catch, but it is a good way to keep track of how many encounters you've had. Woo! Also, you get experience and stuff for doing it, so might as well, if you got the balls. Alright, I'll do this one more Pikachu. No. We gotta keep it. Gotta keep it poetic. 150. Okay, well, fine. One more for Meltan. Just in case. Okay, not shiny. But we're gonna catch it. Alright, 152 Pikachu. And we did not find a shiny. Unfortunate, but that's how it goes. I am going to double check, actually, in case I caught a shiny without noticing, because that's actually possible. I was honestly paying more attention to what I was saying than what was happening on screen. So, let's just double check all these Pikachu. See if any of them look strange to us. We'll start with the ones in the party, I guess. Though I'm pretty sure those aren't shiny. Kachu, 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 Kachu. Is this annoying you yet? It's pretty good. It's pretty good. That's where we ran out of Great Balls. But that's fine, because as your combo goes up, it becomes easier to catch things. Kachu, 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 kachu. No, friend. I, in fact, caught you. Oh yeah, that's one thing about this game I always forget. They don't have abilities in this game. Oh. That's it. Okay, so that was all 150 Pikachus. Let me sort by CP. Now, I'm just gonna go ahead and release most of these. Or send them to the professor, rather. We have a lot of Pikachu to release. Wow, I like how we have all these 10 CP ones. I guess they're all level 3s. And then it jumps up to 15. Yeah. 54 Pikachu. Wow, thanks. 980. Oh, don't worry, Professor. There's more coming. How are there even this many Pikachu in the forest? $84 Pikachu. Wow. Over 1,000 Pokemon I've sent him. Most of those were probably Eevee. Yep, send those. Thanks. Dip, 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 dip. I'm guessing the 30 CP ones are like level 6. Yep. Yeah. Just doing a little housekeeping, that's all. So if I don't do it now, I might just have to do it later. But yeah, this is more or less the end of the stream. So, hey, thank you all for watching. And I'm not going gonna say it yet because we're still doing this. There's one with 31. I think I'll keep. I'll keep the rest of those. I'll keep 6 Pikachu. 166 Pikachu. Wow. Okay. So, we did not manage to find any shiny Pikachu. Unfortunate. However, we must say that as for this stream, that's a wrap.
What?